Hey folks, this is Jeremy and you are watching RetroFat. Tonight we are watching an episode of Just the 10 of Us. This is the 10th episode overall, the 6th episode of Season 2 called The Merry Mix-Up, which first aired on December 2nd, 1988. Despite the name, this is not the Christmas episode. That one is coming in 2 more episodes. This episode had 17.4 million viewers in its first airing. It was 61 in the Nielsen's that week, with a 10.9 share, which means 10.9% of TVs were tuned into a show, and an 18 rating, which is the total percentage of all TV households watching the show, which are fairly respectable numbers, especially for a show this early in its tenure. This particular episode was directed by Anson Williams. You might know him if you're a fan of retro sitcoms as Potsy from Happy Days. He was actually a pretty prolific director from the mid-'80s to about 2013. He's still with us. He's not dead. It looks like he's retired. Some of the shows he's directed included Diagnosis Murder, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and Star Trek Voyager, Seventh Heavens, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Charmed, and a bunch of other shows you've definitely heard of. So even though we might know him as Potsy, he was a very prolific director. This episode was written by Tim O'Donnell. Now, before we get into this, I want to give my weekly weight loss update. I premiere these episodes on Friday nights, but I record them earlier in the week. So I always report my week from the Friday before. So this is my weight loss for the week of May 2nd. I'm not thrilled, but I'm not bummed. When you have a lot to lose and when you have lost a lot, weight loss is not always linear. I weighed in at 377.5, which unfortunately puts me at 2.3 pounds up from last week. Again, I'm not stressed. I know this is temporary. It's not a case of like, oh, I gained weight because I know I did X, Y, or Z. I didn't do anything wrong this week. I tracked. I stayed in my calorie deficit. I stayed in my protein goals. I suspect it's just the stress of finals week, which most of you may know, or maybe you don't know. I'm not about to tell you. I am an assistant professor at a university, and finals week is just as stressful for faculty as it is for students. So water retention, stress retention, poor sleep, all of this I think can add up to putting me 2.3 pounds up. And sorry, a little bit of TMI here, but let's be honest, a good poop could potentially put me on the right track. So it is what it is. This still puts me down 102.5 pounds overall. So even though I may have somebody come in the comments and say, I'm so disappointed, you're going to die. I am going to die someday, but not because I gained 2.3 pounds this week. I am lifting 3 times a week and doing cardio the other days. I'm trying to hit muscle failure on like rep 7 or 8 of my set of 10 reps, which for my limited understanding, that's where muscle growth can actually start to begin. Please understand, I am in no way claiming I have gained 2 pounds of muscle, just so that's clear. I'm just saying that I can feel a difference in my muscles. My arms are harder. I can feel muscle underneath the fat. My pants are much looser, and my favorite part is people are consistently telling me, especially in person, that they can tell I'm losing weight. Literally, one of my colleagues just the other day said she can almost see me melting away, and that is fantastic news. I am about to have to buy smaller pants, so yay for that. Anyway, my point being, 1 week is not going to set me back, and I do hope to report better numbers next week. So, okay. With that said, let's jump into this episode. Let's have some fun.
Oh, Cindy, think it's Friday night, the weekend, and here we are within walking distance of great guys, great music, and great dancing. Give me one reason why we can't go.
You have to be 17 to get in. Dad wouldn't let us go even if we were, and besides
I said one good reason.
Wendy!
Listen, we're not going to even ask Dad's permission. Have you forgotten he's taking Mom out of the town tonight?
That's right, they're going bowling.
See? Problem solved.
Wrong! We still have to be 17 to get in, and they check IDs at the door.
Cindy, we have an older sister that's old enough to get in.
Oh, I get it. We'll send Marie to the dance club in our place.
No, if we send Marie in our place, how are we going to have any fun?
Okay, right. Okay, let me figure it out. Don't help me. Okay, help me.
Just use Marie's ID.
we can't go through her personal stuff.
I can. Let's see, holy card, holy card, holy card.
Oh, no, wait, that's Marie's driver's license.
Right. Almost missed it.
Do you really think you could pass for Marie?
No, but you can. Both have dark hair, and except for the glasses, it's not a bad match.
Okay, so I use Marie's ID, but how do you get in?
Well, I'll borrow Mom's driver's license. We're both sexy blondes.
But Mom's ID says that she's 37 years old.
So you're saying this won't work?
No, I'm just saying that we should have thought of this when Mom was a lot younger.
All right, so a few things. One, I am 47, so it's a little wild to me that I am 10 years older than Coach and Elizabeth. They don't seem like they should be older than their late 30s, for what it's worth. I don't feel like I should be older than my late 30s, but I'm pushing 50. I'm going to have more comments later on the Cindy-Marie comparison, but what I want to talk about now is something I did a little bit of research on prior to filming this episode. I looked into nightclubs, dance clubs that are 17 plus. 17 plus is such an arbitrary age. It seems like they would either be 18 plus or 21 plus, etc. But from what I can find, there are clubs that have 17 plus nights at least. They do exist. They're rare. It seems like the logic in that is usually to keep older teens, 17 and up, separated from younger ones. So, as weird as this seemed to me, and I put this in the same weird fiction category as the Bronze from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And if you're not familiar with that show, the Bronze was the hangout from when they were sophomores in high school drinking soda to when they were beer drinking college students and adults. It was always their hangout. It feels like it's just a weird fictional thing. But this is a thing. Dance clubs that will allow 17-year-olds but not 16-year-olds absolutely do exist. I have seen clubs where the age is 18 plus, and if you're 18, 19, or 20, you typically, or commercially if you're 21 and up, one age population has to either wear a band or not wear like a wristband if alcohol is involved. But anyway, there we go. So it's weird, but it's a thing. I also want to comment that naive, dumb Cindy and scheming Wendy are fully solidified. Our twins, their personalities are locked in.
It's a race and I know I can win it, 'cause I'm learning the rules of the game. If I can stay on the ball, take it minute by minute, I just might make the Hall of Fame. What can I say? I'm doing it the best I can. Leaning on nobody but me. Oh, seeing it from where I stand. Nothing comes easy. Oh, I'm always bringing home second places. At the end of every one of my daisies. A house with all of the bases that keeps me doing it the best I can. Yeah, I'm doing it the best I can. I'll keep on doing it the best I can.
Oh, well, I'm just sorry that you had to come out here over a silly mix-up. JR, you are going to pay dearly for this little stunt.
She never said I couldn't.
All right, then I'll say it now. You were never, under any circumstances, allowed to call the county and put Sherry up for adoption. In fact, if there's anything I haven't specifically told you can't do, you can't do it. Enough said.
Dad, Mom says to tell you dinner's on as soon as you're finished with Rat Boy.
Sherry, JR is very sorry about what he did.
He's gonna be.
What are you waiting for, a hug? Go on, get out of here. Coach Lubbock. Oh, Father Hargus.
I hope I'm not interrupting your evening prayers.
Oh, me? Hell no. I was almost finished. Amen. There. So, Father, out for the old evening jog?
You know, I don't get it, Graham. I run, I jog, I work out, I sweat, and then I look at you. You look great for a man your age and weight.
You need a favor, right?
You are wonderful. You really are. Yeah. You see, my nephew's been staying with me on a break from the seminary. He's a deeply spiritual boy, seeking a higher state of grace and holiness, much like myself. The problem is, his Latin sucks eggs.
Well, you should be able to help him there, being a priest yourself.
No. See, in the 60s, the liturgy changed mainly to English. Today, I remember just enough Latin to be a pharmacist. I digress. I believe your daughter Marie is quite the Latin scholar.
Oh, Latin-wise, she's numero uno.
And that's just why I'm here. See, my nephew has a Latin final coming up, and I thought maybe she could drop by the rectory and tutor him before he goes back to the cemetery.
Don't you mean seminary?
Never been there, have you?
All right, so Sherry called JR Rat Boy. I can't help but wonder if this is the first time Rat Boy has been referenced in this show, because that is obviously a nickname poor JR gets stuck with a lot. Sherry had a great line about JR being sorry when just said he's gonna be. That is a great threatening line from a little sister, and it fits in with the role Sherry had at this point long before she was trying to emulate Wendy and be Schemer 2.0. Frank Bonner as Father Hargus, he is so fantastic. Delivery is just fantastic. I can't help but wonder if this show had continued into seasons 4 and beyond, if he would have moved from recurring to regular. I mean, he was clearly part of the DNA of the show. Would he have ever made his way into the opening credits? And who knows? But he's fantastic.
Graham, come on, let's move it. We're going to be late.
Well, I'm almost finished here.
Oh, you win! Good luck!
Whoa. Where do you two think you're going?
To the library.
Yeah, we have to study for our pop quiz on Monday.
Whoa. In my experience as a teacher, the point of a pop quiz is the element of surprise.
Well, that's right. And when we're ready for it on Monday, boy, will our teacher be surprised. Okay, then we'll give you a lift to the library.
Oh, great, it's on our way.
On your way to where?
On our way? Well, she means that we have to be on our way.
Yeah, we have to get there early before all those good books are gone.
Come on, Graham, we gotta go.
Connie!
Take that back. You make me. My pleasure.
Honey, if you have any problems with the kids, we'll be at the bowling alley and Marie will be at the rectory.
Well, how come the number to the rectory's here, not the number to the bowling alley?
Because I wrote the note. Come on, let's roll.
We had the typical, sitcom banter with Cindy being kind of dumb and making, obviously, spoiling their plan, and Wendy sloppily covering it up. Did you notice that Coach's bowling shirt said "the coach"? And I was trying to see what Elizabeth said, and I was hoping maybe it was some fun play on mom or something, but just said Elizabeth. But regardless. So Connie is the only one at home, had a kid on each hip. Marie is at the rectory. Wendy and Cindy are allegedly going to the library. Let's pay attention to Connie's role in this. It's a small role. She has a very small part. Joanne Willette is, I think, such a phenomenally strong comedic actress. And we get a little bit of her. Well, you'll see. I'll point it out when it happens. But just pay attention to Connie the few times we get her.
Impedimenta.
Baggage train.
Vir.
That's man, right?
Exactly. It's the Latin root word for virility, manliness, or sexual potency.
I'm sorry.
For what?
Nothing.
I'm never gonna get this. I'm just no good with languages.
You know, some people just have a gift for other tongues, and others... I'm sorry again.
For what?
Nothing. Let's try verbs again.
Okay, tense?
No, not at all.
I mean verb tense?
Oh, sorry.
Shouldn't that be mea culpa?
Very good.
Okay, I am supposed to be able to conjugate any verb in that book. Try me.
Pardon?
Pick one.
Oh, okay.
I love. You love? We will love.
Let's pick another verb quick.
Hey, I'm getting this. Hey, boy, I'd be the best priest ever if I had you at the seminary. Sorry.
Sorry.
I just meant as a tutor, you know, just as a buddy. I didn't mean anything else.
I didn't think you meant anything else, buddy.
I didn't think that you thought that I meant anything else.
Okay, let's try Veni Vidi Vici.
Okay, Veni Vidi Vici. I'm coming, I'm seeing, I'm conquering.
No, it's past perfect tense. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Yeah, past perfect tense, I'm still not clear on that.
Okay, well, Caesar was describing how he ravished Gaul. I got there, I figured out what I wanted, I grabbed it. No matter how wrong it was or who got hurt, I didn't care. Nothing else mattered. I had to have it, so I jumped on it. Sorry.
All that's in Veni Vidi Vici.
Well, it's implied.
All right, so first of all, Damien is played by Manfred Melcher. The dude looks like a version of Superman. I mean, dark hair, tall, you know, fairly muscular, especially for late 80s. I mean, those biceps are huge. He has not acted since 1992, at least on screen. I'm not saying he hasn't done theater or anything since then. Just a real quick Google search told me that he played a character named Brad in Growing Pains. I'm not sure if that was before or after this. He was an officer in an episode of Seinfeld. He just did a few things. It seems he has left the acting profession, is into music, and is a psychotherapist in private practice. So, one other thing, I love that, and we've been pointing this direction. We're slowly getting there. Marie and her sexual tension with him, which was, at this point, it's just cute and innocent. Marie, as we will learn, becomes a full-blown freak later, while still being, you know, Marie. But anyway, really, really well acted here. I like their interaction. I do not speak Latin, so maybe somebody in the comments can correct me if I am mistaken, but I was told this by someone who did speak Latin, which of course Latin is a dead language, but there is no V sound in Latin. So even though we say Veni Vidi Vici, it's actually Weenie Weedy Weechi, which I understand why we put the V in, because Weenie Weedy Weechi sounds weird to my ear. Anyway, perhaps somebody who is a Latin scholar can either correct me or hopefully confirm me, because I don't want to be wrong, because if that's what I've been told. Okay, all right, let's keep watching.
Is this gonna be great or what? Don't ever doubt me again, Marie. Marie, where? We're here. Where's you? Right, remember? You're Marie.
All right. Thanks, Wendy.
I am not Wendy. I am Elizabeth. Will you please get clear on that concept?
Okay. I'm just nervous, that's all. I mean, that guy is never gonna believe this is me.
Will you relax and put on Marie's glasses? He'll buy it.
Glasses, right. Thanks, Wendy.
Elizabeth! Okay, if he hesitates, we'll say that you were in this really horrible accident right after the picture was taken and that you had plastic surgery.
Yeah, but what if he still doesn't?
He's a guy, right? Have you ever seen a guy that I can't wrap around my finger?
You're right, Marie. I mean, Elizabeth, I knew that. Okay, if something goes wrong and one of us doesn't get in, promise me that neither one of us will go in.
Nothing's gonna go wrong.
Of course not. Just promise me, okay?
Okay, I promise. Jiminy Christmas, hot a heck anyway.
Gee, you even sound like Mom.
Right, I'm getting into character.
Well, hello.
Hi, I'm Marie Lubbock, and I was in this horrible accident.
Excuse me. I'd like to state for the record that even though our last names might look similar, I don't know this woman at all.
Neither do I. But I'd like to. Let me escort you inside, and I'd like the first dance, if I may, Marie.
You don't have to remind me. I know he's talking to me. What about my...
Take the door for me, huh? The name's Buddy.
Marie! Marie! Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Wendy. Have a nice night, Wendy.
Okay, so a few things. First of all, Buddy is played by David Coburn. He remains acting to this day. He does a lot of voice work. When I looked at his IMDb, the most recent thing he's been in that I recognized by name was Emily in Paris, but he's been pretty prolific for, decades at this point. I would love to know who the second bouncer is not the right word, doorman is, so to speak, but her name's not in the closing credits. I have no idea who she is. So if anybody knows, if you could drop that in the comment, that would be cool. I'd like to be able to see if she's still, acting. I don't know if I've shared this or not. If I have, I've probably prefaced it with saying I don't know if I've shared this or not before. But I have face blindness. I do not recognize faces well. They just all runs together in my head. I've already mentioned Superman once, so I'll just say that I was a full-blown adult before I heard somebody criticize Clark Kent taking off his reading glasses as a terrible disguise for Superman, because to me it was a great disguise. It's called pareidolia. No, it's not. Pareidolia is when you see faces and things. Regardless, I have face blindness. When Cindy put on the glasses, now granted, she and Marie have different hair color, but it is still dark. I can really see them as sisters. I could see them. I could absolutely see an ID of Marie's picture and have Cindy in front of me wearing glasses, even comparing the two, and I think it would have fooled me. Maybe it wouldn't fool any of the rest of you who don't have face blindness, but anyway, I thought that was something worth mentioning. Not pareidolia. I can't remember what face blind... Propuspagnasia, I think. Whatever it is, I don't recognize faces. Okay, let's get back to the show.
Attention! It is 9:30 on a beautiful Saturday morning, and I can't help but notice that two of my beloved children are missing. Breakfast is officially over in 30 seconds, and as you may have heard before, we don't do brunch. And those that don't eat do all the dishes.
Morning, Daddy. Hi, Daddy.
How was the library, ladies?
Great.
Boring. Oh, yeah, right. Hey.
I mean, Daddy, JR started it.
Yeah, only threw the pancakes because she said I throw like a girl.
We aiming for your sister?
Yes?
Then you do throw like a girl. Come over here, both of you. Now, I'm sick and tired of you two fighting night and day. You gotta learn to live together, and I'm gonna help.
You can't do this.
Rhea, what are you doing?
Practicing tough love. I confiscated these from a kid in my class. Now I know what to do with them. Now look, you both have chores to do, and I want you to either learn to do them together or kill each other. Your choice.
Are you sure that this...
I saw this in a movie once with Tony Curtis and Sidney Poitier. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, Graham, sometimes I am amazed at your inventiveness.
Thank you.
Other times I think you got a mud flap loose.
Well, all I know is at the end of that movie, Sidney and Tony were thick as thieves, and they're still making movies today. I'll get it, sweetheart. Flowers!
Thank you. What? I said thank you.
Oh, honey, you shouldn't have.
I didn't. Why would I do that? These aren't for you. They're for Marie.
Marie!
Yes?
Who would send you flowers?
These are for me?
Well, that's what the card says, and I want to know who in the Sam Hill would send them to you.
I can't imagine. No one's ever sent me flowers before.
Read the card.
Dearest Marie, thank you for last night. Oh, it's from Father Hargus's nephew.
Oh.
Until our time together last night, I thought I knew what I wanted. But now that I've met you, you're all I want. Love your buddy. Oh, isn't that sweet? I'm gonna go put these in some... Mother! I robbed the Lord of one of his priests!
What? Marie, don't pray in front of the TV. That's Satan's altar.
Marie, you were supposed to help him with his Latin, that's all.
Well, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the way I walked, or the way I talked, or the way I tossed my hair just so.
Mother, what do I do? Well, you have to go to church right now and pray.
To church? If she's talking guys out of the priesthood, isn't that the last place we should send her?
Graham, get serious. Destroying a vocation is a sin. Remember the thorn birds?
Oh, what's Father Hargus gonna say? He turns over his nephew, the seminarian, and gets back Buddy, the Latin lover.
Wow, good, sweetheart. Hi, is Marie home? Oh, I see my flowers gone here.
So, you're Buddy?
Hey, in the flesh.
Okay, a few comments. One of which is that I've noticed this is a very purple heavy scene. Lots of purple clothing, purple flowers. I don't know if there's any symbolism in that or if it's just everything happened to be purple. I noticed that Sherry is wearing the same purple hair bows she was wearing in the last episode on like her pigtails. The movie, of course, that Graham was referencing is The Defiant Ones, which is, literally the premise is two prisoners are handcuffed together and have to cooperate to survive. The handcuffs, being handcuffed to someone is I'm not sure if it quite qualifies as a trope, but I can think of a few times it's been used. One of which comes to mind is Hey Dude, which was around 89 or so when Ted and Brad were handcuffed together. One of my favorite lines of this entire show, sometimes I still quote it, is when Elizabeth snaps at Marie, "Don't pray in front of the TV, that's Satan's altar." That is a gorgeous line. I absolutely love that line. And then we have the slow, sexy jazz music when we're having our flashback to Marie thinking about Buddy or Damien. Obviously, this episode is going to head into classic name shenanigans. So let's keep watching.
I brought her some candy, too, so you guys wouldn't think I was cheap or anything. So you must be Marie's parents.
Why must we be?
Well, because you're old. Look, it's important to me to make a good first impression.
I'm sorry, you're just not anything like we expected.
Thanks.
Buddy, are you sure you know what you're doing?
About what?
About your life!
Until last night, no. But today, yeah.
Elizabeth, I'll handle this. Out on the porch now.
What?
Move. Move it. Move it!
Well, if you ask me, you should have put the handcuffs around your... Oh, hi, Mom. Mom? Hello? Mom, are you okay? You look as queasy and as pale as Marie just did.
What?
Gee, I hope it wasn't the eggs.
Before this thing goes one dad blame inch further, before you do something that will radically affect your life and mine, we need to have a talk.
Shoot.
Don't tempt me. Now, who else knows about your feelings for Marie? Have you told anybody else in your family, like, say, your uncle?
My uncle? No. Why would I tell him?
Oh. Exactly. Now, look, son, I want to talk to you about a man's urges. You know what I'm saying? These are the same urges.
You know, now that you mention it, my uncle did have sort of a goofy grin on his face when he caught us dancing.
He caught you?
Yeah, I was supposed to be working.
Well, what in the hell were you doing dancing?
That's what he always says. Leave the broads alone around my place. You think I got where I am by grabbing every fanny that goes by? Of course, those were his words, sir, not mine.
Mother? Oh, Marie, I thought you went to church to pray.
God gave me the answer before I even got there. Mom, I'm going to make it impossible for him to have me. I'm entering the convent.
What?
Yes, I'm going to trade God my life for Damien's.
Damien? I thought his name was Buddy.
Oh, no, that's just what we called each other last night. You know, Buddy.
Well, Marie, before any lives are traded, let's let your father handle this, okay?
Okay, Mom, but just so you know, I am fully prepared to live a life of menial servitude.
Oh, great. Clean up the lemonade.
Come in. Damien!
Uh-huh.
You shouldn't be here, my poor misguided buddy.
I just wanted to thank you for everything you did for me last night.
But I didn't do anything. Nothing.
Oh, don't be so modest. Here. It's St. Jude, patron saint of lost causes.
Oh, that is so painfully beautiful.
I'm not following.
There's no time for games, Damien.
I know, my uncle's waiting for me in the car.
Forget your uncle. This is between you, me, and God.
Hi. Well.
Forget it, Connie. He's taken by God. And if for some reason that doesn't work out, I'm first in line. But come on, Damien. You can talk in my room. Keep an eye on the kids, Connie.
What kids?
All right, so I'm wondering if this might also be one of our first real references to Marie entertaining the notion of maybe being a nun. Marie's never going to become a nun. She's going to become a mom with Dusler as her husband, but that's a separate issue. Damien giving her the St. Jude, and she's like, oh, that is just painfully beautiful. I love all of this. And then we have Connie playing the confused role here. The payoff's going to be great. I've seen this episode probably a dozen times, but I love it every single time.
Hi! Don't even think about it. He's going to be a priest. And I don't want to hear any argument. Come on. He's too cute to be a priest.
Would you have to have every guy in America? Hi, Mom. We're going to go over to... Your father is out on the porch with a seminarian, and he is not to be disturbed. Another seminarian? This place is lousy with them.
Let's see if this one's as cute as the other one.
Hey, wait, that's no seminarian. That's Buddy from the dance club.
But what's he doing here?
I don't know.
Why is he out there talking to Dad?
I don't know.
Let's just find out.
No! Then Dad'll know that we weren't at the library last night.
I was at the library. I couldn't get into the club, remember?
Oh, well, that's not what I'll say if I get busted.
Oh, you...
Later, Wendy, help me, please.
Okay. Let me think about this for a second. Wasn't Marie here a minute ago?
Yeah. Boy, her seminarian sure is a hunk and a half.
Oh, and what do you know about that young lady?
Nothing, I swear. I just saw
Fine, you just keep it that way. This does not concern you.
Okay. He's got such an attitude today.
You just watch your own attitude, Missy, and keep an eye on the kids.
Who the heck are these stinking kids everybody's talking about?
There are the kids, okay?
I wonder if we could take Harvey and Melissa out for a little sun.
Yeah, could we please?
Fine, sure. Just use the back door. I don't want anyone...
Bye. Does it strike you as slightly bizarre that Wendy and Cindy are voluntarily watching the kids, or is it just me?
Constance, you couldn't even find the kids 2 minutes ago. Now, what do you know?
Okay, Joanne Willett, comedic treasure. Oh, I love watching this interaction she has with Elizabeth. She plays so well off everybody. I still say that she and Graham playing off each other is some of the best, but she and Deborah Harmon were this crushing it in that scene. So funny, just genuinely hysterically funny. I also the scene of Cindy grabbing Wendy, like, please don't go out, and they both fall. That is such a, a little bit of physical humor that we see in the credits next season. But, oh, so great.
Look, I can see how you can fall for Marie. I mean, she's a great kid, but let's face it. Exactly how much experience have you had in the girl department?
Well, I mean, tons of girls at the dance club.
Dance club?
Yeah, I work at the hotspot. Did Marie tell you?
Your uncle lets you work at a dance club?
Sure. Do you know my uncle or something?
No, I work for him.
Then you know he owns the hot spot.
He does.
He has to keep it kind of quiet. Yeah, he's in all kinds of businesses. Dog tracks, car parlors, vending machines. Well, you know Unky's quite an operator.
Yeah, but I had no idea. Dog tracks? Well, how does he do all that and still manage to serve God?
To tell you the truth, I don't think my uncle gives God much of a thought.
Damien, I understand a man's urges. I've had them myself.
You have?
Well, I mean, not a man's urges, but look, passion is a beautiful thing. In most cases, there's not a thing in the world wrong with it.
That's my uncle. I gotta go.
Don't you change the subject. I'm talking about a man and a woman and a night of unspeakable and unspoken passion.
You are?
But it would be momentary pleasure over in a few hours. But what's that compared to an eternal reward of becoming what God called you to be?
Yeah. What was that again?
Oh, I'm watching the kids, Ma. They're just fine.
Mom, where's the hacksaw? It's in the shed on the bottom shelf.
Thanks. Mom, you just told JR and Cherry where the hacksaw is.
Well, of course I did. They're handcuffed together. Wish you would know if you were watching them like you promised me. Come in.
Mrs. Lubbock.
Oh, Father Hargus, what are you doing here?
Waiting on my nephew.
You knew he was here?
Of course I knew he was here. I drove him here. Where is he?
Oh, don't worry. Graham's telling Damien what a terrible decision he's made about the priesthood.
He's what?
With God's help, Graham will change your nephew's mind.
Look, forget your uncle. Most priests don't run numbers and keep judges in their hip pockets.
What do priests have to do with my uncle?
All right, it's not a good one. We both know that.
Wait a minute, I'm not following any of this.
Let me just ask you one question. How can you put in all those years and then just walk away?
Hey, I didn't just walk away. I was paroled fair and square.
Lots of double play here. Connie just freaking out and screaming was great. That was fantastic. I mean, we're in like 12th Night episode or levels of just comedy here. Mistaken identities.
I just want to get my nephew out of this nut house.
Well, fine. He's out on the porch with Graham.
No, he isn't. He's with Marie upstairs in her bedroom.
What?
Now we've come something better than a hacksaw.
Connie, would it be too much to ask you to keep an eye on your brother and sister?
Will you see them too?
Oh!
We'll never get these things off.
Oh, is that all you wanted?
What? I'm just saying I didn't send those flowers or write that card. It must be some mistake.
Oh, then I've made a complete fool of myself.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Really.
Freeze and get your hands off that slut.
Who are you calling a slut?
Yeah.
And who the hell are you?
Come on. Don't be chicken. I'll show you my secret.
All right.
Okay, just slip your hand out.
It won't come off.
That's strange. It worked for me.
You met my Marie last night at a dance club?
Oh, yes, but you don't understand.
Honey, where's Marie?
In her bedroom with a boy.
What? Move! I'm going.
I think I'll go up there and watch someone else get yelled at for a change.
Okay, all fantastic. Especially Father Hargus calling Marie a slut, which, again, the show is edgy. Picture Full House or Family Matters or even Perfect Strangers calling someone a slut. It would not have happened. That is what makes this show special.
Robert, you don't understand.
I understand this. If you can't remove temptation from the man, you remove the man from temptation. In the car now.
But this isn't the boy who came to see Marie.
Mom, I was wrong. Damien's not leaving the seminary for me.
He's not?
No!
Well, this has all been some kind of...
Yes!
Marie, sorry about that slut thing.
Marie, did you meet this punk at a dance club last night?
No.
Marie? That's not Marie.
Of course it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It is.
It isn't. This is Marie.
This is the girl you were with last night?
Heck yeah.
Then this is not your uncle?
No.
This is so embarrassing. What'd I miss?
All right. Everybody not directly involved with this, out of this room now!
So, is she, like, not home?
All right, so I love it when Graham has a freak out. It's one of my absolute favorite things in the show. I need to put together just like a supercut of Graham freakouts because they're always great. Fantastic. So much fun. I loved everything about this episode. This is one of my... I need to rank them. And here's the thing. I've already decided I love Just the 10 of Us. I am a super fan of this show. And as long as RetroFat exists and people keep watching them and the show has not been released on DVD yet or Blu-ray or streaming, I am going to keep reacting to these. Just keep going through over and over and over. And maybe next go around, I'll actually start to like rank them, score them, put them in order. But this one's definitely got to be my top 10. Oh, so good. Okay. For those of you who are watching me live, I hope you've enjoyed this little TGIF flashback. For those of you who are watching this at some point, not on a Friday night, I hope you had a good time. So thanks for watching with me, and I'll see you next time.